the IT professional services sector into contracts worth annually $1 to $1.2 billion each that be awarded for a period of 15 to 20 years. These large contracts will be awarded to huge multinational companies, and SMEs are to be excluded from the bidding process. This plan will destroy SMEs, particularly in the Ottawa region, and will hurt thousands of people presently employed in that sector. Can you commit to it if elected?
Can you bring it up just for a second? Quickly ask you a question.
Yeah, can you commit to, if elected, to fight to ensure that this plan is not implemented and that SMEs are able to directly bid on all or most IT contracts in the federal government?
Brian McGurran, go ahead.
Sure. First of all, it's my understanding the consultation process, I don't know a lot about it, but the consultation process is not done as yet. If there's anyone who's a supporter of small business, you've got them right here. In any kind of way. That is the one to say, and I'll go, by the way, a fight for small business. And I won't be calling big business anyone who nets over $200,000 profit in 1 year, where you're going to get a 3% to 4% surtax, as Jack Layton told us today. That's not big business, that is small business. So, directly to your question, I'll stand up for small business just as I stood up for my own industry when conglomerates come into this city and take over nearly all of our industry. I will. I'll be there. But you have to get me in Parliament first so I can sit across the cabinet table and get some advice.
This is pretty much a done deal. If we go back 2 summers ago when I worked with the SMEs here at small, medium-sized businesses here in Ottawa, I was shocked at a party that claims, rhetorically on like many issues sadly, that they are standing up to the little guy. They're doing the opposite. Brian, the sad reality is the horse is out of the stable and it's in the next county on this issue. Not only that, it was a couple of summers ago that we discovered that a Chicago consulting firm, and people can look this up, by the name of A.T. Kearney, came up here and started by the previous government, but this government continued that contract. So look how we could save money in the public service. You know how much that cost us, everyone in this room, Canadians across the country? $24 million. You know how much value they got out of that? Absolutely zero. They shelved the report. And no one talks about that. We need to not just rhetorically say we support small and medium-sized business, we need to do it here. And if that means that the government has to consult more and bring more people in, all the better, because that's how you grow the economy locally. Everyone knows that, and shame on the Conservatives for letting this particular file get out of their hands. Thank you.
To your question, we all know internationally that we're facing some pretty tough times ahead. I'll tell you what's shameful is Jack Layton today in his platform bringing back the tax on small business and even indeed large business. Isn't that a bright decision at this time when the business is going to have a hard time to survive to reinstitute the tax? Good thinking, Jack. He's the horse that's out of the barn, let me assure you.
30 seconds simply to honor my grandmother who lived through the Depression, and I think she would actually say the hard times we're looking at pale in comparison to the hard times of the grandmothers in Africa. My grandmother was 50, 60 years ago. I think it is our responsibility as Canadians to stand up and lead and look to the future with a strong heart, a bold prerogative, and a real hope and joy for what we can take into the world. Enough of the fear. Okay.